how do we see Messi was playing professional soccer from what age 10 or something? I don't know. When he moved to Europe. So how do we then see the difference between someone who's naturally gifted versus someone who's already put in their 10,000 hours before they even hit age 10? How do we know if Tiger Woods is naturally talented at golf?
This is a separate question, and I'll say this. I think you gave some clues earlier. There are certain people that at a time when the reasonable man, the average man crashes, number one, they don't crash. And it's almost like for them, it's a challenge. So, Tuisova, Joshua Tuisova, plays for Fiji. He's a beast.
Yeah. Calves this size.
Carves the size of your favorite person's entire body. I think he lost a child going into the Rugby World Cup. You spoke about Tiger Woods. All these scandals. Someone else loses a mom. Someone has been diagnosed. Lance Armstrong has been.
Yeah.
I think at a time when you're like, oh, Barcelona's losing 4-0 to Real. Messi comes from injury and they take him off the bench second half. I think at that point you're like, this is not normal human.
But I'm saying, for example, I have things in my life where I've put in more hours than the average person. I'm not saying I'm more talented than certain people, but
Sure,
I've put in
you've
more
invested
hours.
more.
So I've seen Uguti in that arena when shit hits the fan. The reason why I will rise is not necessarily because I'm more talented than everyone, but because I've been in those similar situations more than most. So if I've played, let's say, 100 hockey matches before I even start grade 8, the moment I play that first under 14 game, and in Anya Penika, because you guys are down by 2 points, for me, I've been in that situation how many times?
I think there's things you can't train. For example, speed. I think you can put in 10,000 hours.
You'll never get to that level.
You won't break 10 seconds. And then there's guys who, Usain Bolt is eating KFC at Olympic Village and breaks the record.
Have you guys? So I was listening to this clip on YouTube and they're talking about the Beatles, you know, the British group, and they were speaking about how many concerts they had put in before they were discovered.
Yeah.
And again, going to talent, where we like, oh my God, this group is so talented. And not realizing, these guys have been performing 3 times a night, 6 days in a week for 4 years. Now you think about that number. So by the time when you saying, oh, there's this group on Idols or America's Got Talent, you bring them on America's Got Talent.
BTS.
You know, and you bring BTS on America's Got Talent because you didn't know them. You didn't know them. But they've been doing, it's like some of the directors that do these short clips or short films or short whatever. And the guys have been doing it since he was 13. So by the time there's some film award thing and they say, we're looking for amateur, what to come, this guy has got catalog for days. I'm saying, sometimes it can be very, 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 very difficult with being able to identify pure talent and people that have just put in a ridiculous amount of work. Because as you said, the Messi thing, because I've always said Messi's talented, and I'm thinking, yes.
Based on what?
That guy has put in how many years? Before, if we were to look at the years he's put in playing professional versus other top players, can you measure it? Mike Tyson, boxing from 13. So by the time when you get into boxing when you're 21, this guy has had how many fights? So when you guys are still both amateurs, but then he's amateur like the Cubans because he'll have like 120 fights. When this is your 4th fight. But Ngempela, you guys are both amateurs. And be like, oh, look at how he's floating. He's such a natural.
I think for the average super talent, it's difficult to discern. But when you use an example like Messi, who's an outlier, you're already telling us he was signed by Barca at 10. That should tell you. If he started his 10,000 hours at age 5, many other kids could argue the same.
Today, like, the concept by Robert Greene, mastery, or Michael Gladwell's outliers, like, or the concept of 10,000 hours, because I used to be in that mindset for a while. You understand? Because I was in this success motivational topic zone, or whatever you can call it, so I got in a conclusion that, like, there's some artists that you can't compare yourself to. You could study, because I love studying artists. Recently I've been studying Maraza, dog. Like, homie, with what he did with Guan, bro. Because I remember when I heard Guan for this first time, I was like, yo, this is a hit. I would say, oh, if he took this, like what he did on Guan, and like multiplied it, it would work. And homie really did it. Like, he really got in the zone, and really, like, whatever he did on Guan, he made it his own style, and it became his own thing. He really did it. You know what I mean? So I got into this idea, like, is that mastery or is it gifted? You know what I mean? Because, bro, the homie, like, he really, like, mastered that whole thing. Like he really mastered it. You know what I mean? Like, you could hear the albums, the projects, like, that's mastery at the highest level. Or it's a gift, I don't know. You know what I mean? So, like, but I got into this concept and be like, bro, there's some artists you cannot compare yourself to. People like Michael Jackson, Beyonce, who could I say? Maybe Nasty C and Reese, dog. Cause when you listen to, like, old Nasty C stuff, dog, you like, there's no way this kid is rapping like this at that age. It's like, it's really crazy if you think about it. So, is it mastery or is it gift? Or 10,000 hours? Cause bro, you could hear people like Pretty Ugly, bro, for example. Bro, like, those projects, the mud, the soil, the dust, bro, you could, like, there's some lyrical gymnastic mastery type of focus, dog. You understand? Like, bro, that's work put in. Like, that's a whole other focus and mastery to some other level, bro. Because there's a difference, bro. Like, even Reese, dog, at some point when you was young, you could hear, like, this kid, I know, bro, there's something inside of him. Because, like, bro, you can't say, because sometimes you wonder, bro, is this thing mastery or is this thing like some savant type of stuff? Because you can't compare to them, because they could say the most simplest line, but because they said it, it sounds cool. It's weird, dog. Would you say, cause, bro, yeah, bro. Then there's people like, even with Juice WRLD, dog, like the freestyle, bro. He freestyles a song. He freestyles, but it sounds like a full song, dog. You could hear even his unreleased songs. It's like, what the, like, it's a hit, dog. It's crazy, dog. Even with that Tory Lanez freestyle, bro. But I think Tory Lanez falls under mastery. I don't know. It's just my idea, because he told stories of how he taught himself how to sing and stuff like that. And you could be like, oh, that's some mastery type thing. Even with J. Cole, with his 7-minute drill formula, right? It's some mastery thing. Because he also talks about how he used to, like, look at Nas lyrics, study Nas lyrics and stuff. That's some mastery type stuff, because you're trying to master a certain skill and you're putting in the work. You could hear even with Eminem's Rap God song, dog. Like, he was trying to prove to himself, like, that's some mastery type shit. Like, you really going in, you challenging yourself, you putting goals, it's more realistic. But it's not realistic as realistic, but it is realistic, because you study people like Kobe, Mamba mentality, bro. When everybody's going to the clubs and partying, he's at the gym, he's putting in work. You understand? there's some mastery type of mindset you have to be in. Because I remember I also tried that type of mentality where, bro, I used to set up my laptop, set up my speakers, everything is ready so that when I get an idea, I just punched in. I don't have time to like connect stuff. And no, I put in a certain weird routine, dog. I was living weirdly, bro. Whatever I consume, like let's say I read a book, study something, I would study music theory, I would study mixing techniques. Bro, the same day, whatever I studied, I apply now, dog. That's how I made most of my music projects. It's some type of 10,000 hours mentality, bro. If my project is 30 minutes, then our next project is 30 minutes. You combine those 30 minutes, that 1 hour, what eventually is gonna show that it's 10,000 hours. Because if you think about Lil Wayne's music catalog, dog, you can't deny that that man has put in 10,000 hours, right? But Lil Wayne is a weird subject. He falls under, for me, he kind of falls under the Beyoncés and the Michael Jackson, because he started making music at a young age. He used to rap without cursing, you know, like at a certain age when he was young. So putting those barriers and stuff, he also talks about hard work. So it's kind of, for him, it's weird because he practically lives in studio. You could watch his documentaries and stuff. When he made the card and stuff, right? One of the most inspiring documentaries too. But like, that's some mastery type of mindset, dog. The only person that I don't know the creative process is maybe Kendrick. Kendrick is weird, but I would also think it's mastery, how he combines his whole discography. It's all connected. But I don't know, you know. But you also can watch some of his old ciphers when he was young and stuff. Homie, he kind of falls under the savants. I don't know, right? But this concept of 10,000 hours, dog, you know, or sometimes you study an artist and you're like, no way, bro. Like, there's no way that, you know, or an athlete and you're like, bro, you know, being tall plays a role, something you can change. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird advantages with you in basketball and stuff like that. But like, sometimes talent is not everything, but sometimes it is. You know, there's no right or wrong. But like, there's some artists where you can't compare yourself to, dog. Total. You know, there's some artists where you could say, hey, man, he's gifted, bro. Then there's some artists where you're like, nah, they are really like putting in the work. You know, they have a certain weird routine that they practice to get to the success they are in. You know what I mean? Yeah. So